finish. It's the restoration of the Last HEMI. I can only imagine, having not done it myself, when you get a car in the shop, you can look at it, you have a really good idea, but then you start taking it apart and you start looking for parts and you start finding things. What early challenges have you found in this job?
Mostly the early challenges that we've had, a lot are sheet metal. The 71 Charger, it was the first of that body. There are some unique things to just the 71 Charger. And as you've seen from the car, there were some unique rust spots in the 71. So the challenges so far that have been, tough are, one, finding OEM, usable, nice 40-year-old pieces.
An OEM?
Original equipment manufactured. We're not talking anything that was restoration. We're either looking for anything that was NOS, which was new old stock, been on a shelf brand new for the last 40-some years, or an original equipment piece that came off of another car. So that right now has been our biggest early challenges, is making sure we're getting quality parts to replace on this very rare car that we're producing. It's a balancing act. So that's the challenge, is, when can I get this part? When can I get it here so it falls within my time frame of keeping this car on track, on schedule, and at the release date when we want to unveil this car. And that, that's always going to be the most challenging. That's the biggest early challenge, and that'll be the biggest challenge throughout the whole thing.
How about early surprises, good or bad?
I would say, wow, a little bad, some good. The main structure of the car was extremely solid. The metal was clean, the frame rails, all the parts that usually take a major beating and where cars usually rust out were wonderful on this car. There were goofy spots. The quarter panel, the way that they put it on at some point in its life early on, it must have had a hit. And back then, like I said, it was an appliance. The car back in early 70s, it was an appliance. It got you back and forth to work, or it got you to the track and you got to do some burnouts down the track and race the car. It wasn't a collectible item. It wasn't some collector car. We found that in the 1/4 panel patch that was on the car, and apparently that was the only work that was ever done to this car. And the patch job was just maybe acceptable for the day. Terrible. Terrible at any standard nowadays. So that was a big early, I want to say, disappointment, surprise. But I've already peeled into that, started taking it off, and underneath is good. I'll make it right. You'll never know it was ever there. So maybe a little more than we expected, but no big deal. No big deal.
For more on the restoration of the Last HEMI, visit our website at thelasthemi.com.